Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are all doing well. It is Tip Tuesday. It's been a while, actually, since I've made a video for everyone, so look forward to this. What I actually want to make today's video on, and this came up a couple different times in some recent calls and demos that I've done, is the options that we provide and the efficiency options that we provide to quickly add standards while you're doing a calibration event. Okay, so we know that's a key component. Can't do a calibration without specifying the standard or the master that you're using. Now, I'll also say you're going to hear me throughout this quick video refer to it as a standard, sometimes a master. Please understand that's a field that you can alias in our software. So if in your lab you refer to it as a reference standard or maybe a reference master, you can completely alias that field and call that what you desire. But essentially, I'm referring to our masters or standards here. So when we're calibrating an item, let's actually jump into a calibration. We have a couple of options available to you, right? Most of you or all of you are likely very familiar with a couple of these. So the first thing is and I'm going to bypass this. This is just a little reminder. I said that don't forget to take my averages when I'm doing a torque wrench. But when we get over to specifying our masters, which is one of the steps in our calibration event, likely everybody on watching this video is going to know that you can type in the identification number. In my case, I'm just grabbing a sample ID number 1003. Now, when I select that, it is going to tell me that it's past due, so I can't use that. But the first and easiest option is you can always type in the ID number of the standard that you want to use. The other option is you can always scan a barcode as well. So truly, if I had a barcode gun in my hand, I could scan the sticker or the QR code right off the instrument, and it would add that in. Okay, so those two, probably the two of the more commonly used options, of course. Now, there's also going to be times when you have a standard and you can't read the tag, it doesn't have a tag. So you can actually go in here and you can add a master. Now, I want to talk about these first two options. There's what's called add a master and then add a master all companies. Okay, now for me, the unit that I have under test belongs to my ABC company. Okay, so I'm going to maximize that again. So if I select to add a master, this is truly the masters that I have under my ABC company, right? So if I go look for, in my case, I've got a couple of my standards that are under a different company, right? But I could actually go in there and I would only right now be able to see standards that are assigned to my ABC company, okay? So that's the first option that's available to you. The second option in here is ability to add a master using all companies. So let's say we're a situation, maybe a commercial lab, maybe an in-house lab, but you've got multiple different facilities and locations, and maybe you want to look at all the standards or masters they have across those. You can actually choose this option, and it brings up the full list. You can see in here the standards that I have for ABC, IndySoft, my Pharmaco company. I've just created several different samples in here. But the concept is now it gives me the list of all of my standards across the system. Okay. Now, both those options are pretty quick, pretty easy, especially for, if your company only has 1,000 assets or maybe a 50, 60, 200, 300 standards. But when you get into situations where you got 5,000 standards, let's say we're a very large lab or commercial lab that has lots of inventory in terms of your standards and your masters, some of these other options are likely going to be very efficient and very helpful for your technicians. So let's talk about this option here. This is add a master using an employee filter. What this option here does is, and actually in the software, we'll see sometimes where a customer will actually have technicians check out the standards that are on their bench or check out the standards that are on their vehicle, whether it be a truck or a van, etc. So there is an option where per employee or per location, you can actually assign standards to that. So in my case, I'm going to add a master using an employee filter. And what you're going to notice is now only 4 standards are available, not that entire list of a couple of hundred. So where we set up the filters for that is actually, I'm going to close out of this calibration event and show you that real quickly. So if I go to my administrative area, and you'll see here where we have user/location settings. The reason this is a combination, some customers are going to make settings based upon the individual user. Some are going to do it based upon locations, like maybe I'm a tech in the dimensional lab versus the electrical lab and so forth. But if we go to the master equipment list, you can actually create filters that will actually limit and reduce the standards that will be available to me. So I created this very simple filter that says, user GI can only have access to standards where the company equals megacal. You can create that in a little bit more creative way, but if you were to truly do things like check standards in and out, Maybe you want to use the employee field or the owner field for that. So there's a variety of different options. That probably by itself could even be its own Tip Tuesday video. So that other option, or that option there in our calibration event for using standards that are assigned to an employee, that's what that is there. Okay, so you're going to see that. Again, I think that's probably more for larger labs, labs that actually may take standards, put them on a vehicle, put them in the field, things like that. That's an option that's going to be available to you. Now, the next option that's in that list is going to be Equipment Finder. So we all know Equipment Finder. That's a tool that is incredibly useful in 100 different places in our software. But if I needed to build an advanced query to really isolate and find a particular master or standard, we're going to give you access to Equipment Finder to build those queries. Okay, so there's that option there. Now, what I actually want to talk about next, and these are the features that I think is probably going to add the most value to someone in this particular video, is these options here. You're going to see here this option. I call it the Control 4 option, but what this does is this says add a master from the most recent calibration. Okay, so I'm going to close out. I want to show you this here, and let's actually go to my history grid. Let's take a look at instrument MJ104 torque. Okay, when I double click on this, right, you're going to be able to see from the history perspective, this is a calibration I did just a few moments ago, but the standard that I used was my crane cart. Okay, so this is essentially let's call this the calibration that I did last year, 6 months ago, etc. I used that crane cart as my standard. Now let's say that the item has come due again, right? Whether it be a 6-month cal, 12-month cal, whatever the cycle may be, and I want to use the same standard that I used last year. Okay, so there's an option in here when you're specifying your standards or masters. Again, I don't have a default set up. However, if I hit my Control 4 keyboard shortcut, which I know you couldn't see that, right? It quickly added that standard in. So what it's doing is adding the standard that I used the last time I calibrated this particular unit under test. So if there's a situation where you specify the standard you want to use, you use it this year, but then next year or next cycle you want to use it again, you can actually set up Control 4, right? And to me, that's a safer opportunity sometimes than using defaults, because defaults, sometimes that might lead to a situation where the technician overlooks the stage, right? But this option here is what's, it's called add a master from the most recent calibration on the unit that we're calibrating. Okay, so now what I also want to point out, let's close this out. Actually, let's cancel out of this, and hypothetically, let's say we clone this item, right? And if you've watched my videos in the past, you know I'm a huge advocate of templates, not cloning, but for speed, I am going to do cloning here, so I'm kind of violating what I normally preach here. But let's say I create item MJ105 torque just for this quick video for you. Okay, so this particular asset, brand new, have never calibrated it. It has no history other than in the audit trail. We can see we created it from a clone, but it certainly doesn't have any default masters. So now hypothetically, let's say me as a technician, I've got my bench set up, I'm planning to use that crane cart, and I'm going to go to the calibration shelf and I'm going to grab every possible thing I can calibrate with it. This is the scenario where this next feature can help you. Okay, so I have no default set up, but I've grabbed another item, another torque wrench in this case. When I go to calibrate this particular tool, what we're going to see now is the option, and again, I'm a keyboard shortcut person, but I went one step too many, so let's go to our masters. This option here, which is I want to add a master from the most recent cal for this particular user, right? The Control 5 option is what I like to call it. What this is I just calibrated MJ104, that particular torque wrench. Now I'm ready to calibrate MJ105, and if I'm going to use the same standard time and time again throughout this different work shift, all I have to do now is hit Control 5, and it grabs the standard that I just used literally 2 minutes ago. So think of a scenario where, let's say we're in the dimensional lab and we're working on a bunch of calipers. We get our gauge block set out, we get the thermometer out, and we enter it in the very first time, but then I'm going to go calibrate 10, 11, 15, 20 calipers in a row. I don't want to have to key in the same standard time and time again. Just simply selecting that Control 5 shortcut will actually expedite that process for you. So this option here is it's going to add the standards in literally on the calibration that the particular user logged in did as their very last cal, right? So to me, both of these options are very good, but this particular one, I personally believe this one can be used a lot because a lot of times technicians like to get their bench and their things set up and then proceed through to calibrate as many items as they possibly can with that particular setup. Okay, so one more option. I just want you to know that it's there, and you're going to see that here. It's called Add Masters from a Master Type. Okay, and there's a video that we have out on this called Equipment Categories, but this actually kind of ties into that. So what I'm going to do, and I preset this up, I'm going to go pull up here this particular item, MJ Test Categories. Okay, so this happens to be a 34401. If I look at my default masters, okay, now I am using defaults here now, but this is an option where I'm not actually specifying an exact piece of equipment. What instead rather I'm doing is, if we go here, you'll see this, I'm going to add a master based upon a category, right? So instead of adding a default in based on the individual ID number, instead I'm going to add a category filter, okay? So when we do that, we'll specify, well, what type of standard should we use? So in my case, I'm going to specify I want to use my calibrator multifunction. So in my database, I may have 4 or 5 of these, right? But now when I get to do my calibration, I want it to pop up and just give me the list of what those 5 are. Or in my case, you'll see in a moment, it's just the 2 are, okay? So now I'm not using an exact ID number, but I'm still using the default masters to tell the technician what type of standard they should be using, okay? So when we set this up, and the system actually defaults to this, which is fantastic. So what it's saying is I want to use one of my masters based upon my category. So now when I come in, calibrate the item, right? So when I pull this up, you're going to see here, this is the multimeter. So there's my who, what, when, where. But when we get over to, there's repair parts, we get over to our masters, what we're going to see is the system automatically brings open a filter that we tied to that category, and there's the available multifunction calibrators that I can use. So instead of it giving me the exact one, it didn't give me exact ID metrology 001, it actually gave me the 2 options that I actually specify and use. So let's say I'm going to use metrology 005, now the technician can proceed through. So all of your options are still there if necessary, but using the defaults based upon equipment category, it actually gives you a list of the eligible standards that satisfy the type of instrument you're calibrating. So it's a way to actually take default masters to another level. So I know this video is getting long. There's a lot of options with that, but hopefully, in summary there, that these different tools, hopefully they can help you be a little bit more efficient as you're using the software and gain some efficiencies out of that. But as we're calibrating tools, just again as a recap, I'll show you these 5 or 6 different options again. We all know that you have the ability just to scan a barcode or type in the ID number, but you have the ability to look at all masters that belong to the facility or the company under test. You can also look across your whole database, maybe a shorter list of just employees. Of course, we give you Equipment Finder where you can build your own queries. And then these last 2 options, again, to recap here, this is going to give me the ability to say I want to use the standard that I used last year when I calibrated this particular unit, or the option beneath that, which is truly I want to add the standards in, or the master for the item I truly just calibrated just a few moments ago. Okay, so these 2 options here, I believe this one here personally, Control 5, is going to give your technicians the biggest efficiency gain or value add out of this video. So in any case, I know it's long. I apologize. That's just I get long-winded, but I hope you all have a fantastic week. Hope this helps some of you. As always, if any of you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to myself, our support team. We're always eager and happy to help you. Thank you. Have a great day.